This is going to be one of those videos that you're going to look back a year from now, 3 years from now, and you're going to say to yourself, this is hands down one of the most profitable moves that I made in the last few years. What am I talking about? I am talking about Metaverse games, and today, if you know how to spot these upcoming trends, games that is inevitable, that is going to explode because the gaming industry is already huge, and if you understand how to ride this upcoming wave, there is going to be some pretty fat gains. Welcome to today's video. Let's just head over to the screen. I'm going to begin with talking about the video game industry and why, when you understand what to look out for, how to invest in these NFTs, in these games, you're gonna be able to realize that the returns in these upcoming months is gonna be absolutely nuts. Now, if you were to take a look at this chart over here, I just want to start off by showing you that the video game industry is already bigger than the film, the Olympic, marketing, video streaming, digital music, all of these markets combined. Okay. Now, even though it's already $160 billion in revenue per year, it has got a lot of problems. Now, let me tell you what the problems are. And being a gamer for over a decade, hardcore, these are some of the issues. If you take a look at Fortnite makes slightly over $2 billion every year, selling in-game purchases, skins. But there's a problem. What is the problem? Well, just like most games, well, first of all, in the terms of service, which, let's face it, nobody reads, there is one paragraph that's in all the games that pretty much says you don't own any of the stuff that's in here. So if you were to take a look at the terms of service, it literally says that the gaming company has the right to manage, modify, substitute, replace, suspend, cancel, or eliminate game currency or content, and that includes your ability to access the game currency, the content, without notice or liability to you. You may not transfer, sell, or gift these items or rent the game currency or content except within the software as expressly permitted by Epic. Now, what does this mean? It means that legally, you're not allowed to sell the content. You can't sell your currency that you paid for and bought on a third-party platform like eBay. And pretty much what this platform says is that they can revoke your access to the game at any time if they feel like it, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it means that all of the things that you paid these gaming companies, they don't actually belong to you. Now, you see that even before crypto, people have spent silly money on games. So for example, this virtual club sold for $635,000 in the Entropia universe. Guess what? This game here, this person doesn't actually own this thing. If one day this game says, thank you very much, but we're no longer supporting this game anymore, guess what? It's gone. Now, you're gonna realize, like for this game over here, Mafia Wars, which was a game that I played back in, 2008? This game, I don't think anybody plays this game anymore, right? Zynga isn't marketing their games on Facebook the way they used to be. They used to do it over 10 years ago. So, there's this lady here who embezzled, $166,000 from a job to buy in-game. Now, and if you've ever played Mafia Wars isn't even like a game. It's just like a text-based, image-based game. Guess what? When Mafia Wars and Farmville closes shop, which Mafia Wars isn't even a thing anymore, guess what? She can't take the items that she got from Mafia Wars and sell it anywhere else. Same thing with FIFA, right? Whether you are getting these in-app purchases or in-game purchases of these players, you don't actually own them. Same thing with, spending $16,000 on this virtual sword in Age of Wulin, which I've not heard of. Insane, right? Yes, this man from China paid this amount. So it means that up until this point, even though people are spending that amount of money, silly money on these games, you don't actually own it and you can't sell it off. However, here's an interesting turn, right? The reason why this is such exciting times is because I'm showing you this, literally this like, as a direct result of experimenting and playing games and utilizing crypto with gaming. This is a sword that I paid, I can't remember the price now, but it was like, it kind of dropped a little bit, but it was about 0.2 ETH back then. Okay, but ETH was slightly cheaper. Now, this sword that I got from this game, guess what? In the marketplace right now, it is worth $477. So when I got this sword, literally, if I choose to, I can take this sword, list it on OpenSea, and have people buy this sword because this sword is truly mine. When I get this sword in the game, the sword belongs to me because a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, I can take this sword and transfer it anywhere in the blockchain. And you're gonna see why this would be an absolute game changer, because it opens up a ton of opportunities, from gaming and playing to earn to understanding how to invest in different coins. And by the end of this video, if you watch till the end, you're going to be able to see why the investment opportunities in some of these games, just by understanding the trend and the direction of this industry, when you know how to position your investment strategy, is going to be an absolute game changer. Or this video might not age well and you might lose everything, okay? But I do believe that the odds of that happening is close to none. But what do I know, okay? So let's talk about why this thing is huge right now. Okay, so the first thing, the way it's going to change everything is because now people can start listing their items on the blockchain and it truly belongs to you. But there's also a lot of other opportunities. Now, you don't just own this, but what if you could also rent it out? Now, I'm going to walk you through the different possibilities and why this is a game changer, and you're going to start seeing why games that adopt this methodology are going to be the ones that is going to be revolutionary, and therefore if you invest in them before the public knows about them, you're going to be able to get some really crazy gains. So the next concept is about renting out these NFTs, right? So for example, because you own this NFT, because by playing the game and getting these items in game, the next possibility is to be able to rent these NFTs that belongs to you out and get a return instead. Now you might be thinking, why would anybody want to rent my item, and who's going to rent it? Well, you're going to see that some games has already started doing it. So for example, right now this would be Zed. And basically Zed is a game on digital racehorse, okay? And racehorses, this is where you'll be able to get your own and breed your own horses. So let's say you have this real stud that has got really good traits, and you are thinking about breeding this digital horse that can participate in races to get returns. What this game allows you to do is, and the gamers to do, is to rent out your horse if somebody wants to breed their horse with your horse, okay? Now this is just for you to understand the concept of renting out NFTs. And Axie Infinity has also done this very well, where their plot of land was like recently sold for $2.5 million. Insane. And then and literally a week later, right, there was, or a week earlier, there was another sale inside Decentraland for 3.2 million. So these NFTs are already being traded at ridiculous prices, and it's going to command even more ridiculous prices than the past. Why? Because now there's true ownership, and the thing that you're getting in game no longer just belongs to the producers of the game, but rather to the players. And that is why you'll see that even games like Mirandis by Gala Games, which is an MMORPG, or rather an RPG, has done extremely well, and the prices of the coin has literally exploded. So when you understand eventuality, when you understand the direction of where these games are going, take a look at this. Like, this is literally in the last 1 month. You take a look at the Gala coin price in the last 1 month. This is literally how the coin has exploded from literally 9 cents to 62 cents, right? So 60x gains as a result of, and you're gonna see that this is not just this one game, but we are at such an early stage of this industry that there's just so much potential for other games to model and follow. Now, am I asking you to invest in these games that's already exploded? Absolutely not, right? I never believe in investing in coins that's already pumped, especially to this level, but I'm showing you how to start thinking about predicting and understanding this market, right? So Crypto Raiders, same thing here. If you take a look at this game over here, you'll see that this mechanic is now slightly different. It's not about just renting out your NFTs or about selling your NFTs, but here's something that's really interesting that's opened up a whole new dimension as well in the gaming crypto world, and that is NFTs that is transferable to different games. Okay, now what does this mean? So can you imagine this? Can you imagine if one day you are playing, let's say, Legend of Zelda. Okay, let's take a really random example. So imagine that you're playing Legend of Zelda, and then you got this really epic sword. So this sword drops, and because it's a crypto-based game, okay, eventually in future, you mint this sword on the blockchain, and now this new game comes out, and this new game says if you play Legend of Zelda and you own this special sword, you'll be able to take this sword or armor into this new game. Now you might be thinking, why would any of these companies want to do that? What's in it for them? So let's call this new game whatever, Peng Joon's Epic Adventure. Okay, why would Peng Joon's Epic Adventure want to do this? Number one is because I'm able to tap into an existing game that already has targeted audiences that will probably be interested in my game. Therefore, if they're playing that game, they might be interested in my game as well. Number two, the people that's playing the original game, let's say Legend of Zelda, they would be obviously compensated in one way, shape or form, because if it's through an NFT, they will be able to utilize smart contracts to make sure that they're getting paid an amount that is agreeable. And that's literally what Crypto Raiders did. You see, what Crypto Raiders did is they created this game, but the NFTs that's being minted over here, they made it so that you could get loot from a different game that's being ported over to this game. And we're going to start seeing more of this concept. Why? Because it's a win for everybody. It's a win for the new game makers. It's a win for old game makers. It's a win for the players to reward them for holding on NFT. And ultimately, it's just a win all around in spreading the word for NFTs and holding on to these NFTs. So this means that for the games that do take off, it means that it's now transferable. Can you imagine if you played this old game from 10 years ago, and now that NFT from that game from 10 years ago, you're able to port over to this new game and have this updated NFT in that new game? This is the direction of crypto gaming, and that's why this is still so early, right? So this means, what does it mean? It means that crypto play to earn games, it is going to explode. Okay, I have talked about these type of videos in the past. If you haven't watched any of these videos of mine in the past, make sure, number one, you subscribe to the channel so that when I drop the next video on crypto gaming, you're one of the first to be able to see and watch it. But also watch my previous videos where I talk about NFTs in gaming. So if you take a look at this, there's just so many games right now on where you actually get paid to play these games through drops. Illuvium will be one of them. Illuvium has also really taken off in the last few months. And Illuvium is a game where literally you get rewarded for playing the game, and there is going to be a lot more games that's going to model this concept. Now, so the question is this: how do we take all these concepts that you've discovered here today and come from angle of, okay, so if I want to invest as an investor, right? I believe that there is three main ways to do this, okay? The first way is pretty obvious, but this would be to invest in the underlying coins that backs up the game. Okay, so how do you do this? This would be by going to a site like CoinGecko. You go to NFTs and you go to NFT related coin. And from here, you will just take a look at all of the games that is backed up by utilizing NFT coins, where you'll be able to see what type of games there are. So these would be like the ones that's already pumped, that has already made it big. Okay, and now obviously we are in kind of like in a bull run right now, so all these gaming coins in the last month or so has really pumped. So how I think about this is I will take a look at coins that is kind of like going sideways. So like, for example, Engine. I like Engine. A lot of games are built on the Engine platform, so I know that, like, so this coin over here, full disclosure, I am a holder of this coin. And I've been holding this coin for about a year now, and a lot of games are being built on the that's powered by Engine. So when I'm thinking about these type of games or these type of investments, I'm thinking about, well, how are these platforms? I think about it as they're selling the mining picks or the shovels during the gold rush. Right? I always come to this analogy, which is in every single gold rush, the people that win are not the people that is, mining for gold, but rather the people selling the shovels, right? So this would be a classic example of somebody that's selling the shovels, as well as all these games over here. I want to be able to see, and join their Discord, right? All of these different Discords, trying to understand, right? Are they going to be a game that enables play to earn? Are they going to be a game that allows players to that incentivizes them where they can rent out their NFTs or sell their NFTs. Because if you can do that well, that is when things will shoot up, right? So over here, next one. So that's number one. Number two, the second way is to invest in the DAOs that backs up these games. Now, without going deep, this is another video for another time, but what is a DAO? It's basically a decentralized autonomous organization, and what it is really is investing in coins. So for example, this would be the YGG DAO, and the YGG DAO, if somebody owns this, there's basically 5 main categories of token holders, right? There's the founders, the advisors, treasury, but the investors and the committee. So what this basically means is that when you hold this coin, you'll be able to have some sort of voting power in terms of the governance in when it comes to thinking about the direction of making certain decisions. So whether it's through bonus rewards, whether it's in-game drops, whether it's loyalty rewards, this is how you start being a part of the decision making. Now obviously not in like, you know, the designing of the game, because you want to leave that to the professionals, but rather how this is gonna reward and to reward the holder to be able to be part of the decision making. That's the second way to invest in these DAOs that allows the token holder to make decisions. And number three, the third way to invest would obviously be in the token or the NFTs itself. So if the game takes off, obviously all of the in-game items is going to be worth a whole lot more. So for example, this would be like the Wolf game. I'm still uncertain about this game, whether, you know, but it's not about this game, it's about the concept, right? So if I believe in the concept, that's when I will be buying up the NFTs in order to invest. So these will be the main 3 ways to get involved right now. But I think the thing that's really crucial right now is to get yourself educated, to start playing these games yourself, to start understanding the tokenomics behind it. Because for those of you, especially if you are a gamer, especially if you are an investor and you want to merge the best of these 2 worlds, it does not get any better. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what are some of the things that your takeaways are. And as always, smash the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to this video or this channel. Switch on the notification bell to be notified for more videos just like this one.